Indiana Jones and the Great Circle might be the most surprising game of the year. Coming into it, my hype levels were nearly non existent. We hadn't really seen much outside of snippets of stealth and cutscenes, but I'm so happy I gave Indiana Jones and the Great Circle a chance. So let's talk about what it does right and how it won me over. My name's Kevin from Save the Game Media, and if you're into new game reviews and gaming podcasts, why not consider subscribing to the channel? Let me start off by saying I wasn't a fan of Indiana Jones coming into the game. I've never seen any of the films, but I am a fan of Machine Games and Bethesda, so I figured they would make a good game that does the source material proud. What I did not expect was them to make one of my favorite games of the year, in a genre I've never really engaged with, that being an immersive sim. The game immediately thrusts you into the recreation of one of the most iconic scenes in the films that even I know, as well as the initial level for the story setup immediately after that. And those serve as your tutorial, teaching you all the in game options that Indiana Jones will have at his disposal, such as his pistol, stealth attacks, melee attacks, and swinging across gaps with that trusty old whip of his, along with some puzzle solving, which we'll talk more about later. To say I was hooked as soon as the stealth was introduced would not be an understatement. I've longed for a good stealth game since Splinter Cell currently lies dormant, and this scratched that itch. Most levels will see Indiana Jones hiding behind boxes or environmental objects and sneaking past guards, aka Nazis, and using one of the multitude of conveniently placed weapons to knock them out. This can be done head on and you just punch them in the face, hit them with your weapons, but it's not wise as Indiana Jones has limited stamina and a small health bar, which enemies can quickly deplete. Utilizing stealth and stealth kills will be crucial to success, and they're just way more fun in general, to be honest. Sneaking up behind enemies and pushing them off ledges, taking a sledgehammer, shovel, or whatever ridiculous item you can find, such as a toilet bowl cleaner, fly swatter, or even a guitar, then smashing them from behind never got old for me. The fantastic animations developed by Machine Games went a long way to keeping this game fun, and it was enjoyable the entire time. The game is divided into two types of levels. You have your semi open world areas and then full linear. The linear missions are pretty straightforward, progress through the objective point in closed environments, while the semi open levels are where you get more freedom. These areas include side quests called Fieldwork, which will have their own stories and cinematics that will enhance the main story. While in these areas, you're going to utilize disguises to get around. And let me tell you, if you don't have these disguises, your time will be less enjoyable. I highly recommend as soon as you get to those areas, find that disguise. Once you have those disguises, you can explore the open area to find more secrets, notes, and when it comes time to do the main quests, you'll then go to explore a temple, solve some puzzles, Indiana Jones stuff. While I think they could have done without the last semi open area, these areas in general are very fun. They feel alive thanks to NBC movement and dialogue, and the game just makes you feel like Indiana Jones. It gives you a great sense of exploration and adventure when you're diving into tombs, running from boulders. It's such a good feeling. Adding to that immersion is that you rarely utilize in game menus. Everything is done in world. That includes upgrades to Indiana Jones. You can upgrade his stamina, health, his fighting, his mobility, all while reading these adventure books you gather along your journey. You'll have to spend exploration points on them, which you gather by collecting notes, taking pictures of artifacts or areas, and just exploring the world. That's not to say there aren't issues with the game. The AI can sometimes be very, very bad, not seeing you in plain sight or forgetting about you despite massacring the rest of their friends, their bodies spread out in front of them. I also think hand to hand combat in this game is quite clunky. There's a parry system, but most of the time it just comes down to mashing the right trigger and punching them in the face. Gunplay is also poor, but that's by design. It's not a shooter. Despite coming from machine games, using a gun should always be your last resort. It's a high risk, high reward situation. The actual story I thought was really interesting, even as someone that isn't a fan of Indiana Jones. You dive into myths of ancient cultures. It keeps you engaged the entire way through. Also, Troy Baker does a phenomenal job as Indiana Jones. The game from start to finish is so much fun to play, and I highly recommend it to anyone. That's it. Let me know your thoughts if you've played the game. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for more content like this. And until next time, I've been Kevin. See ya.